how do you build in enough time so that you can have the golden window, the afterwards period with that person, and asking those cool questions like, how can I help you? What are you struggling with? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So the first concern is time, making sure that we build it in. And the second concern is I have to ask for a sale. I have to what is my face going to look like? Am I going to look scared? Because I'm going to feel scared. I'm not sure if they're going to say yes. And I don't want to hear no, because hearing no, that's going to hurt my feelings. And then how am I going to act? And I'm going to look stupid in front of them. So could you just address those two questions in the afterward period? Like, what are you doing to keep the time? And what are you doing to not look like an idiot, if you will?
Right. So I use Calendly in terms of the technical stuff for time. And inside of Calendly, when you set up an event, you can decide how long the event's going to be. So I make it 45 minutes because I like to keep episodes right around 30 minutes. And then you can also add a buffer of however long you want. It could be 10 minutes up to 2 hours or 3 hours or something. So if you give yourself a 15-minute buffer on top of having just a bit of extra time, if you keep your episodes short the way that I do, it's obviously your game. You can play it however you want. But it's all built into my calendar, the buffer time. So I know that I have time in between. It's literally designed for me to have time for that golden window. So make time for it, use a software, or only book calls if you're doing it manually, which I wouldn't recommend. If you're doing it manually, make it so when people book spots, it's every hour or every hour and a half. So you can account for that time afterwards. But it's also kind of strategic too, because when you're on the conversation, you're getting to know someone. They're like, can you just help me with this now? When you're inviting them to that call and you're like, actually, I can't because I got another call coming up. So you can book another call at a different time. That gives you space because you should have just that one call instead of going straight into it. I like to get them excited. I usually give them a resource or a lead magnet of mine, where then they're on my email list too from the conversation. And I know they're going to be a much more qualified lead too, because I'm talking to them directly and I literally am inviting them. But also it's a good resource and they get emails in between our strategy session and this interview. And then they could read through that guide. And then by the time they get on the call, they're like, I have more questions, or this was really helpful for me. And all of that's supporting me showcasing value. It's there in terms of, so that's the technical kind of piece of what if I don't have time, make time, find a way, use the tools, set yourself up for success in terms of time. In terms of I don't want to come off as weird and creepy and pushy. Again, just don't do it. There's a great saying that's actually the backdrop on my phone. And I learned this from a mentor and coach of mine who learned it from Jack Canfield, who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. But it's called high intention, low attachment. And I think this is really important whether you decide to do this type of podcasting or any sort of business deal in your business and ventures. High intention, low attachment. So you have a high intention of, I want to get on a call with this, because your success really comes down, if you're doing coaching and strategy sessions, your success comes down to how many times a month you can get people to the point where you say, here's what it looks like to work with me. Here's how much it is. Do you want to sign up? And the more times we can say that, the more chances we have of being told yes. Like you said before, what if people say no? That, you got to get over that. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to get used to being told no. Otherwise, you're not going to be successful. And you're never going to have the opportunity to be told yes, because no's are just chances for you to get closer to a yes. But you have to go through them. Okay. And it goes into high intention, low attachment. So I'm in this golden window. I have the intention of helping this person, not making a sale. And I think that that's a really important distinction. When I made that first $4,000, I got to a point where I was like, I just want to help people. And that energy that I'm bringing to the table isn't needy. It's not creepy, because needy is creepy. It's me showing up and trying to ask them questions to be like, are you trying to figure this out? Online courses or something, trying to build a program? Because so many people are just I don't know how to do it. Or even if it's weight loss, it's I've been trying everything and nothing's working. But it's if I have a solution, I can help you. And that's really what sales is. It's finding a problem, creating a good solution, and then offering to help people with it. Is everybody going to say yes to that? No, they're not going to. But that's why you have a high intention and a low attachment.